Shalom, shalom. Shalom. We're a few brothers here from Jesus Land Church. Come with the spirit, or lesson through the spirit and power and how about now shop. Before we get started, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders, great millstone, the lead teacher, rule well. Love and honors to you, I can push the word in true faith, the city across the four corners. Shalom to you, sincere listeners who listen and subscribe to the men and doctrine of great millstone. Like I said, we just a few brothers here, GMS Land Church, just sharing a little bit of time in fellowship, while we have the opportunity to. And we were speaking about a few things. Of course, there's a lot of things going on right now. Things are hot. This is really going to be a various topics lessons. We have an article here. You guys have anything you want to speak on real quick before we get started? So this article here is from geekwire.com, and it's entitled, it's from March 26, 2020, the year of prophecy, and it's entitled, Bill Gates' entire country needs to shut down for 6 to 10 weeks to effectively fight coronavirus. And for you listeners, the ICAM and the sincere listeners who had an opportunity to see the algorithm that the elder brothers Yashawamba and Raquari Kwam did about a little less than a week ago. They went into a myriad of topics, man. Okay, and one of the things they were speaking about is how with this coronavirus, Esau's actually using this as an opportunity to implement certain more authoritative matters, okay, authoritative powers, okay, and they were also speaking about how they already have in their secret councils and their gatherings, they've already went through a practice or a simulation of exactly what's going on. Bill Gates with the Bill and his wife Melinda, Bill and Melinda Gates, their foundation or their charity, they took a lot of that money that Bill made through founding and his investments in Microsoft. They funneled a lot of money from that to their charities, in which one thing that they do to be so-called philanthropists, okay, one thing that they've done is they took a lot of money and they put a lot of that money into so-called vaccines and healthcare in these third world countries. With that knowledge and with that information, it's enabled them to have an inside scoop, so to speak, on how to move during these times in which you have these big plagues, these big epidemics, and these big outbreaks. And that's why he is one of the key figures to watch in this pandemic, man. Okay, because one, just like in Rush Hour, man, with saying Rush Hour, I think it was Rush Hour 2, Chris Tucker said, follow the rich white man. Because you gotta understand, with these Edomites, especially the elites or those who the elite families, the elite lineage of families, or the elites of Esau Edom that have accumulated a lot of money, power, and authority, what they've done is they've teamed with other Edomites, you know what I'm saying? And with that, he has an inside scoop with him investing all that money, understanding how viruses work, vaccines, how to so-called be the savior in a time of trouble. And this is exactly what this is. This is a plague in which Yahweh Shai allowed and ordained to enter into this earth. And now Bill Gates, trying to be one of those Edomite superheroes, so to speak, is trying to insert himself as an authority, because he's dedicated a lot of time, energy, and resources to this, but he didn't do it just off of goodwill, so to speak. He did it to be his part, to bring his portion, okay, his piece of the puzzle, so to speak, to be a cog in his new world order system, his new world order agenda, man. I got anything?
I got some. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take away by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So like the brother was saying, you know, these elites or these lesser luminaries like Bill Gates, they're devising iniquity, all right? This guy is almost worth almost $1 trillion, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he's not even on that level.
I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, Bill, it's like 98.6 billion or something like that, which he's a lesser luminary, but he's devising a plan for vaccination, man, all right? You know, he might come with a little happy face and a smile, man, but the scriptures say never trust thy enemy, man. Can't trust these lesser luminaries just like you can't trust these elites.
Because they're connected. You know, they were part of the system. See, it's a new world order system. You know what I'm saying? Where you have the elite rulers of Edom, Esau that are spiritually, you know, set up higher on that hierarchy, on that pyramid or the order, so to speak. But they got to make connections with other people, you know, like-minded spirits, man.
That's right.
But just to bring clarification to what you said, you were right. It says, as Google real quick, Bill Gates net worth. First thing that popped up, it says that he has a net worth of $96 to $98 billion. Which that's a lot. That's a significant net worth. When we're speaking about the established families of Esau, Edom that go back 200, 300, 400 years that have profited for hundreds of years, established these big corporations. Microsoft is a new corporation. You got certain corporations, certain businesses that have been operating for 200, 300, 400 years. Right. And they've been transcontinental, man. They've been doing stuff for all, you know, they've been establishing their enterprise before, you know, the significant amount of inflation even kicked in, man. And they got, you know, these systems built up. Joel, the second chapter, man. They got money just off of slavery, off of captivity by people, off of just think about all that money from, you know, the slave trade, man. That money ain't going nowhere. That money's still in circulation. Right. And that money from the slave trade is actually worth more now than it was back then. You got more on that?
That's it on that, but I got something else.
Okay.
This is Psalm 64, verse 1. I'm just gonna jump on down. It says, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy." And we know that the enemy is Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Verse 2, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words." We see that going on now, man, where, you know, they're shooting bitter words. You know, so it's coming to a point where it looks sweet because Trump today, on trending topics, he signed a bill that will allow the government to pass a $2 trillion stimulus package.
Okay.
All right, so that goes into their tongue like a sword. All right, it's two-edged, man. You got to be aware of the consequences when you try to take money from this devil. This devil just ain't gonna be giving money like that for no reason, man. You know, so it's coming to a point where that insurrection, and that word insurrection is a rising up or uprising against civil authority. And we're gonna start to see that here in America, man, because, you know, they can appease the people because, you know, it's like basically a test run, man. They can see what these people are gonna do or how they're gonna react. But all in all, you can't defeat prophecy, man. Prophecy is like undefeated. You can't defeat that 2nd Ezra 16 where it talks about sedition among men, man. All right, so it doesn't matter what Esau really does at the end of the day. He can give you a goddamn $50 trillion stimulus package, man. The fact that at the end of the day, prophecy is still going to speak, and the transferring of power from Esau to Jacob is happening right now.
You got something, Mark?
Yeah, kind of. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, starting at verse 3, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first." And we know there was a falling away, us as a nation in 70 AD. And it says, "And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." And who is that talking about, man? Esau, Edom. All right, with all this deception and wanting to, in the backdrop, depopulate the earth, you know, as if he's the Most High. You know, he wants to ultimately implant, you know, people with the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. all of these things are put on the forefront now. Jake, in the know, man, everyday Jake, what's a common a theory of these people? They trying to chip us. That's common terminology nowadays. A few years ago, people weren't speaking about the RFID microchip like they are now. But that son of perdition, man, that man of sin, which Esau, even he's being revealed. People are not in the dark about his tricks, more, man. For the most part, unless you just don't give a damn. We have people like that too, man, that just don't know whether they going or coming. But for the most part, this devil is being revealed, man, on all levels. All right. People seeing straight through this coronavirus. They know it's something up, But hey, we here at Great Millstone, we bring it out on this devil, man, making it hard for him, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, push forth, his new world order. All right, we putting roadblocks in front of that shit. But now he's at the point, like it says in Revelation 12:12, he knows that he had but a short time. So he's coming down, man, with great wrath, and he's trying to do it quickly, man. He's getting the ball rolling on this thing. And everything that's taking place is just to, get what he thinks is going to be that new world order, man. All right. Moving, verse 4, it says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. This devil thinks that he's the Most High. He wants to be the creator of life. He wants to be the one that takes life. He wants, to be the the big brother in the sky. He wants to do all of that, man. That's why he wants to chip the people, so he can keep tabs on you. He can control your mind, control your movements, know what you're doing, where you're going, who you are, things of that nature, man.
If I could, I'm gonna make a point to land back on what the officer said. He's speaking about going to the trickery of this devil, man, and how he's even a part of his plan and agenda is to really on a certain level to feed the sheeple, man. But that's the importance of understanding. Somebody real quick grab Revelation 1:3. That's the importance of understanding the prophecies of the holy scriptures, man. Okay, and we spoke about this in our last lesson, man, going into how a gift destroys the heart, man. Because the thing about it is, this corona outbreak, as far as what we know that's being reported in the media, okay, it is significant. But when you go to when you really look at the rate of death, it's not super high. You know what I'm saying? It's like a strong flu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In which that's why, speak as a man, but trying to filter everything through the spirit. That's why it feels like it's a biological organism or biological situation that was actually put upon the people, because it's like, how do you have a virus or a condition or a sickness or a disease that can spread so easily to so many people, but it don't put people to death?
Yeah, I want to say too, man, like brothers, there's a picture that was in the group text of this train, and they had COVID-19 on the end of the train. So like the scriptures say, ignorant to saving devices, man. Who knows what this devil's spraying and his chemtrails? If we all, hypothetically, if we all tested for this so-called coronavirus, most of Americans would test positive for it. That's why that goes into Esau's tricky, because Doris Burke of ESPN got it now. Carl Towns' mother, she's dying of it. And like we mentioned before off camera, man, you can have it's allergy season, especially here down south, man. You got the bee pollen, where if you got a white car, your car is gonna turn yellow. All right,